Welcome to this edition of Market Guru. We are talking to Ramdeo Agarwal. Thanks very much, Ramdeo, for coming by and sharing your thoughts on the markets with our viewers, especially the retail investors who would look forward to your guidance on what to do. I remember when we spoke in December end, Ramdeo, you said that we could start the year with perhaps a fairly worst kind of a situation than what we saw in 2011. And you also added that you're an eternal optimist. That part seems to have played out right. We seem to have gotten off to a good start. FII is putting in over $1 billion. What's going on? Why has the sentiment suddenly become positive?
I think this turn of the year and rupee hitting the kind of lowest end. So, and then this change of the government policy on NRI deposits, that has started kind of bringing some money, and probably that turn around the rupee dollar parity. If rupee was still weakening, I would have thought that FIs would have still stayed away. But as the rupee turned around, I think they saw it low valuation and low kind of rupee. That was the best combination, and new allocation kind of year also started. So they kind of came in pretty strongly, which is a surprise, positive surprise, I would say. And that's the nature of the market. They'll always surprise you. So we started the year very well, and I hope it continues because this is the year when we'll see series of interest rate cuts on a sustained drop in the inflation. So I think story is just about started.
So you're saying the start of the story is nothing to do really with the fundamentals having changed significantly. It's largely to do with the market movement of the currency. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think starting point, clearly valuations were at very, very low level. It had reached to a level of more like 54-55% market cap to GDP kind of thing, which is very low. In 2008 crisis, it went about 50% to GDP. Right now it is about, now after recovery it is about 60%, but the low was more like 54-55%. So clearly, markets were at a very low level. Currency was at, historical low levels. So, it was a combination of low valuation and turnaround in the currency, I would say.
We're pretty much in the middle, if I may say so, of this particular earnings cycle. Most experts have already downgraded the Sensex earnings to something like lower single digit, Ramdeo. From whatever you've seen so far, what's your sense? Corporate performance, is it going to be sub 5% growth as far as the index is concerned?
We saw, so far the results are better than what we expected. There could be some negative surprise also going ahead, but like tech was very good. For the quarter, it was very good. Yesterday we saw first telecom result, Idea, that was good. L&T was clearly ahead of the street estimates. So banks are doing extremely well. All the private sector banks, they came absolutely on the top end of the estimate. So I think so far, I would say earnings season is going as good as expected or somewhat better. So I would not be too pessimistic on earnings growth. And at this juncture, I think earnings growth is not that important. In the sense that there should not be major breakdown, there should not be major disappointments. But right now the issue is, how do we kickstart the growth in the economy, which will lead to, hopefully that will lead to change in the earnings expectation for the next year. And as the economy moves from a downtrend in the growth forecast, when it moves to the higher end of, once we say that okay, there's a turnaround and from 6.8, 6.9 projections to 7, 7.2, 7.5, we'll see earnings estimates also changing, and that expectation will drive the market.
When we last spoke, your estimate for EPS on the Sensex was about 1150 to 1160, Ramdeo. Of course, we were still a few months away till March, and we still are about a couple of months. Is that a figure you're still holding on to? I think we'll end up lower than that.
It'll be more like 1140 to 1160. We're still kind of holding it out because we're still, there is no new set of numbers after the last call we had, because Q3 is still in progress. Q4 is anybody's call. So I think we are still at about same 1140, 1150 kind of number, And more importantly, the 2012-13, our analysts are sticking to around 1250 kind of number, though it means not much, high single digit growth, but 1250 of next year is not a bad number to look at this juncture.
While one big trigger for the market would be today, in the next 40 odd minutes from now, when the RBI does announce its policy, the other big event would be the budget, Ramdev, according to you. And if that be the case, what would you like to see in this budget coming from the government? There are already concerns of the fiscal deficit overshooting. What would you be concerned about? What, according to you, is the market concerned about? What it doesn't want to hear? And what would it want to hear from this budget?
I think everybody will be watching the fiscal situation in the budget, because government's hands are very, very tight, and yet their pronouncements about even more popular kind of spendings, maybe on the eve of all the elections which are on right now. But my sense is that finance minister's hands are very tight, and he will clearly, they might say anything in the budget speech, but actual spending will be far less popular than what it is looking out to be. And he will definitely he will control the fiscal deficit and go for some revenue raising measures also. I mean, we are hearing the rumblings of, service tax or excise duty also being talked about, from going from 10% to 12%, 13%. Though there is no discussion about raising the corporate tax and things like that. But my sense is that I would not expect much goodies from, just small tinkering here and there. But on the whole, I think we have to pay more taxes and get less handouts from government in this budget.
We've talked about this extensively in our previous interviews, the whole policy paralysis bit, Ramdev. In the last at least couple of weeks, we've seen the government at least making the right noises in terms of, the Prime Minister stepping in as far as the power sector is concerned, FDI and single retail. Do you think that that's been a sentiment changer? And is it only a sentiment changer, and you would want to see much, much more coming out of the government if you were to change the view, like most experts, on the fact that we really haven't moved much on reforms?
I think there's a lot of talk about reforms and a lot of new initiatives. But my sense is that it is the old initiatives or old promises, good governance, in the sense that say there is a major crisis in airline industry, there is a crisis in telecom industry, there is a crisis in now BSNL and power sector. I mean, it has come to a complete standstill, and they are not able to. The basic problem is the T&D losses, which is running at 35-40%. And so many years, we have tried to plug it in various ways, but I think, and then not raising the tariffs politically in various states. So I think there are a lot of, it's everything to be blamed to central government is also wrong, given the kind of politics we have. But somehow the nation must move forward as a whole. I don't know who should do the things, but sustained, big hole in most of this, operations and a slowing economy. So government doesn't have much of a space in terms of how do you plug all this big losses. So I get scared when I see that one big corporation is losing 700,000 crores, and then Air India's employees are not getting salary for 2-3 months, 4 months. So these kind of things are spreading all over, and yet we are not seeing any action from the decisive action which will really correct the problem. So I think there is a lot of expectation about the new policies and the initiatives, but my concern is more about taking care of the existing problems than kind of starting up completely new onto a lot of other fronts.
Just coming back to the markets, I remember last time you told me, Ramdev, that while there are a few good stocks out there, the problem is that the good stocks haven't really cooled off as much as some of the others, and they still remain expensive. Is that still the situation, or do you think that they've corrected enough for you to enter them again?
Yeah, so in last 15-20 days, there has been dramatic move in so-called beaten down stocks. Stocks are moved by anywhere between 20 to 30% from the bottom. So clearly the excitement of the market is there. And I mean, during the same period, the good stocks, which had not corrected much, obviously have not moved at all, or they moved very marginally. So probably one of the thought processes that if at all you want to buy not so good a stock, probably this is the time to buy, marginally, I mean, second tier stocks at this juncture, because good stocks you can buy in good time as well as bad time, and probably you'll do well depending on your understanding and patience. But bad stocks, if you buy in good times, clearly you lose 50, 60, 70% of the value at which you have bought. So probably this is the time to concentrate on to second tier stocks, and when the recovery comes, those are the stocks which will outperform the market big time. The only problem is when you concentrate on to low quality stocks at this juncture, you end up in the portfolio, you end up with those stocks, and eventually it becomes a big problem because nobody is able to get out of this all the stocks at any point of time.
I'm glad you added that caveat, Ramdeo, because one of the big problems we've seen here, especially the last time round as well, were that a lot of retail investors without adequate knowledge were going and picking up these tier 2, tier 3 kind of stocks, and they actually saw a far worse cut. I mean, we talked of a 25% fall on the broader indices, but if you just go down to 200, 500, it was a bloodbath out there, and they lost money and have pretty much walked out of the market.
Yeah. So actually the major problem in the market and sentiment among the minority shareholders or masses at large is not the high quality stocks bought in at a little higher price, because there's always a high quality companies will they may return a little bit less, but your capital is safe. But in low quality stocks, people have been completely washed out. Somebody is down by 70%, 80%. So I think that's the main problem with the low quality stocks, and most of the retail is busy in those kind of stocks, and so I think people who don't have, now this has become very, very challenging market where competition is very, very high. There are a lot of professional investors, not only locally but globally, and their understanding is very deep. Managements are active in terms of whole lot of possibilities there in terms of management participating directly in the market. So retail investors should be able to, till they understand that what they're buying is good and there is a margin of safety, they should not venture out to buy stocks directly. They should take professional help, maybe buy some mutual funds, well-managed mutual funds, and that will get them better returns than what they can get otherwise.
Ramdeo, you talked about a few sectors and you used the word crisis. You used the word crisis for aviation, telecom, power. So going forward this year, Ramdeo, which are the 2 or 3 sectors that, according to you, look good over the next 12 months?
I still think that consumer-facing companies, having seen, I'm talking about investing, when you put out money, you're putting it out for 3 to 5 years. So I think consumer-facing companies, directly, indirectly, in the sense that if it is not a very, very direct consumer product, at least it caters to the consumer needs indirectly. So one should be much more aligned to consumer-facing companies. One should be aligned to financial sector, banks and NBFCs and all. So those are 2-3 broad categories. They look to be more promising, though a lot more beating down has happened in commodities and so-called infrastructure or B2G or B2B kind of segment, where businesses are focused on to doing business directly with government or other businesses. So, but I would still favor financials and consumer-facing companies a lot more than other 2 segments.
You're still bullish on banks?
Yeah. I think you have seen that in private sector banks, the performance has been, of course, the stocks have been kind of moving up and down with the so-called interest rate policies and all. But as far as their financial performance is concerned, I think they have been very steady. And we see that even in well-managed public sector banks, this quarter and next quarters and all will not be as bad as what market is making out to be.
Okay, on that positive note, we leave it there, Ramdeo. Thanks very much, like always, for coming by and speaking to our viewers. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.